25 minutes past 4. Now, there's no doubt that 2020 has been a confusing and uncertain time for everyone. But trying to explain lockdown to children has probably been one of the biggest challenges. Leicester author Joe Nixon has written a new children's book, Fearless Fox and Daring Deer, to help explain the current situation. And even better is to raise money for Leicester's Hospitals charity. Well, Joe joins us now. Joe, tell us, where did the idea come from for the book?
Hi, Adi. Well, I was in bed towards the end of March, and I was displaying all the COVID-19 symptoms, feeling really terrible. And I was reading one of the first articles in the press about urban wildlife and woodland creatures that started venturing down into the towns and cities during lockdown. So there's the mountain goats, if you remember, in Llandudno, and the foxes and the deer and that kind of stuff. And I felt really sort of energised and inspired by that. And also about the reports about the dramatic effects on pollution and carbon emissions that have been reduced, and the air was becoming clearer and cleaner. So I was inspired to write a children's book. And it was also for my young niece and nephews, Mia, Frankie and Ralph. They were finding it difficult to understand why they were trapped at home during lockdown, why they couldn't see each other and play with their friends. So I wanted to give them a book in a real sense of optimism and hope for the future for when the crisis is over.
Now, I know speaking to a lot of my friends, it's something certainly that I perhaps feel a bit ignorant to now, though, but they're always saying that, they've had to take, their kids when they would have been going to nursery, to school, and their children, they've had to have this chat with them, they have to reassure them, but then it's also very difficult, isn't it, to not scare children about this as well?
Yeah, no, that's right. I think the book is just a really great way of educating kids about what is essentially a really confusing and emotionally challenging time. It's been really difficult for kids to understand what's been going on in the world, and also difficult for parents and carers to explain to their kids about what's been happening. So I think the book, with the gorgeous illustrations, which my friend Amy Harrison has produced, and the kind of the positive story about the woodland creatures playing human games in the empty town on a gorgeous sunny day like today, I think it's a real great way of teaching kids that message.
It sounds brilliant, Joe. It sounds like you've done a great thing. I mean, the other thing as well, is it just a book for these times, or does it have a longer life than this?
I think it absolutely has a longer life. I think obviously Boris has just announced his post-lockdown blueprint with the pubs reopening on July the 4th, but that doesn't mean that the book isn't relevant anymore. I mean, far from it, to be honest. I think the story is a great way of educating kids, as we said. So I think, absolutely, it's got legs.
You said then as well, that your friend has illustrated. I mean, books seem to take a long time. So, how did you manage to turn it around so quickly, Joe?
It's actually been ready for quite a while, actually, but we can work fast. I actually own a design agency called Arch Creative, so we had lots of in-house resources as well to pull the book design together, and some great contacts at the NHS that's made it happen. So it's really been a team effort.
Why is it so important to you that it's to raise money for Leicester's Hospitals charity as well?
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I know you're very familiar with the appeal yourself, but the East Midlands is the only area in England without a dedicated children's hospital, which is quite remarkable, really. So all of the proceeds from the Fearless Fox and Daring Deer will be going towards the new state-of-the-art centre at Leicester Royal Infirmary, which has obviously got the world-renowned heart services. But not only that, the money is also going to two NHS trust organisations, which is the Bright Sparks Arts and Mental Health Charity and Word, who are a fantastic voluntary organisation who actually published the book. So the three charities working together are going to help to support the thousands of families around the UK who are going to be receiving care at the new hospital.
Joe, it's magic. It's absolutely brilliant what you're doing. So the only thing left for you to tell us is how can we get our hands on a copy of your book?
Well, you can go to fearlessfox.co.uk. Just donate as much as you can and spread the word, let your family and friends know. At the moment, it's just an e-book, but we're in the process of printing quite a lot of copies, so they're going to be available to buy from next week. We've got a TV ad going out as well, and we're hoping to start selling in other places, possibly the Visit Leicester store, maybe Leicester City Football Club if they're listening. But if there's any other celebrities out there who'd like to get involved to help promote the campaign, then please do get in touch. There's an email address on the fearlessfox.co.uk website.
Joe, keep us in the loop, won't you? Let us know how you're getting on. Come back and see us on the show as well, and just keep up the great work. Great to speak to Leicester author Joe Nixon there, telling us about this brand new children's book that he's written called Fearless Fox and Daring Deer. It's all to help explain the current situation to children, and even better than that, it's also to raise money, as we heard there, for Leicester's Hospitals charity as well. So great work from Joe. If you do want any more information, the best thing to do is head over to the internet and type in Fearless Fox and Daring Deer.